Hi everyone, in this part 1 want to install the engine from a key car type, and for this purpose I bought this donor. I took the whole car on the run at once. It will be easier to transpose all units from it rather than by the engine and conducting separately in some uncertain conditions. The car with the reconditioned engine was chosen for purpose. The former owner said that he personally carried the engine on defects identification and boring of cylinders under the repair size. It increased the engine's volume a bit, though I think it didn't add powers. According to the documents, it has 32 horsepowers, it runs pretty briskly, and the engine works purely. I don't mention the body condition, but usually rotted thresholds strongly reduce the price. The conducting is also in a sad condition, and during the driving the protectors constantly burned and lamps blinked. At first sight everything was not so bad under the cowl, but during the detailed examination there were lots of defects. Further, I went into inspection pit to check the engine's condition from below, as I had no such opportunity at the purchase. Generally everything looked not so bad. I started the engine's removal by running off the oil from a gearbox, as during drives pulling it will surely pour out. With great difficulty, I managed to turn off a drain plug and to run off the fulfilled oil. By the way, almost all the engine mounts were turned off by hand. Further, I removed jet thrust and disconnected thrust of the gear shifting handle. Then I removed the generator. It strangely was in a good condition, and charging went on the accumulator. I removed the spare wheel and disconnected a couple of hoses from expansion tank. I uncovered the filter housing, which as it appeared has no filter. I poured off the antifreeze through the branch pipes, as the drain hole was covered with cold welding. I disconnected the branch pipes from the radiator and removed a coupling cable. I also turned off a brake cylinder just in case. The last thing to do was to unscrew the outtake manifold. In order to pull out the drives from the box, we need to weaken a couple of stand mounting bolts. I found out that the support was holding on one guide, the second one was unscrewed on a half. I unbent a nave and beat out the drives from the gearbox. Now we can take out the engine from the car. I didn't manage to do it at once because of a hindering radiator, but after its removal the engine resisted a little and went out. It will lay aside while I'm preparing the buggy before integration of the new engine in it. The buggy stayed under the shed for about half of a year, and finally its time has come. I cannot wait to drive on it across the field again, especially with the new more powerful engine. I've already lost count how many times I completely removed the engine together with the box, but each time this procedure goes quicker and quicker. During the installation and adjustment of the new engine, the lower seat fastening will hinder. I also cut off the top support of the engine, hope I won't need it anymore. I moved the buggy to the engine and began to try it into the new engine area. Many people asked me whether this car's engine could get into the buggy without any transforming. Now it's time to check it. There is no a lot of space for this engine because the frame was welded for more compact engine. With great difficulty I managed to place it across the frame, and it abutted with a box into the absorber and with a camshaft pulley into the frame. If the engine area was at least 10 centimeters wider, it would be settled without any problem and could work here normally. But the miracle did not occur, though I knew about it after studying dimensions of different engines and trying them on this buggy. As the engine did not normally get into, I won't touch the frame, and will install the engine with a flywheel back and connect it with the former box as well as the previous engine. We need to remove the old gearbox as it's not useful anymore. I also removed a clutch assembly with a clutch disc. The disc has already been erased till the staves and became loose. I've got a feeling that it was still changed. And the clutch assembly wasn't changed since its release. It looked very battered. We cannot just change the boxes as they have different output shafts. My box has much bigger splines. The car's disc looks like a toy in comparison with a disc from some rear-wheel drive car, and according to the owner's responses it is very weak and not suitable for big loadings. The flywheels do not strongly differ in sizes, and even their seats are identical. But this flywheel has a balance weight which I have to make if I'll choose a variant of coupling replacement from some classics. There is one more way to replace a clutch disc core, and it's not so suitable for increased load. After all, I've got a decision to change all the coupling together with a flywheel. In order to take off the old flywheel, I twisted a bolt and blocked the flywheel with a hat of another bolt. The flywheel was fixed and I easily turned it off. Here's this balance weight which is situated on the back part of the flywheel. I fixed a new flywheel for fitting. It partially blocks the attachment holes. We need to sink the bolts hats into the adapter plate. Further, I fastened the clutch assembly and tried the box on. Everything fitted well and the output shaft box splines normally got into the clutch disc. Everything is more or less clear with the adapter plate, and where to fix the starter is a question. I tried all places and only in one place it will normally reach a flywheel rim, so I will fix it here, but before it we need to cut out the adapter plate. For this purpose I cut out a template from plastic and transferred it on 10mm thick plate. Quite successfully. That long ago I've cut 2 discs from this plate, and now I don't need to cut a hole for a flywheel. 5mm plate would be enough, but I only had a 10mm plate. I drilled 2 openings in the plate at once which were in the template. After the fitting and marking I drilled 2 more holes. I had no milling machine, so I cut out deepenings for the bolts hats with an ordinary grinding machine. After the flywheel fastening it abutted into the plate and wedged up at rotation. The solution of this problem would be a 1mm spacer. It was quite enough for the flywheel to freely turn. Now we need to put on the clutch assembly again, to connect the gearbox and to mark holes for fastenings of the clutch case. I drilled the holes, fastened the box, and everything was working. The most difficult part was to fix the starter. For its installation in the clutch case we need to make a window. The successful fact is that it will be between 2 fastenings and won't strongly weaken a bell. For a starter axis in the adapter plate we need to make a hole to put the bronze plug in. This hole is very convenient to drill with a step drill. And here it turned out that the overrunning clutch touches the clutch assembly and does not join a gear wheel with a flywheel rim. It was a big problem as this was the only place where the starter could be adjusted. It wouldn't get in from the engine side as the case abutted into the block and the gear wheel didn't reach the rim. I've already thought about making a manual starter with a thread winding on the pulley, but after some thinking I found the only working way to remove the overrunning clutch and to connect a gear wheel directly, but everything was not so easy. We should adjust the starter very accurately, otherwise a gear wheel would become jammed and it wouldn't return to its place. I even cut a segment in the adapter plate for adjustment and fitted the gear position to the rim. And at last I managed to combine all these elements. I made the second starter fastening through the adapter plate and checked everything again. I hope this system will be able to start the engine and the teeth won't be ground off quickly. This process will be in the following part, and now if you liked the video you can like it and write the comment below. I'll try to release the new video next week where I'll install the engine in the buggy and we'll try to ride on it. Thanks everyone for your attention. See you in the following part.